Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode here at Kingdom Wealth Creators. I know that you have been waiting for this. Please remember, if you are here for the first time, to subscribe to the channel and like this video and share it with as many people as you can. Let them all know how to invest well in the stock market. So we have this amazing episode coming up. So remember to watch it till the end and gather as much information as you can so that it can benefit you in your trading in the stock market. So let me just quickly show you how we've been doing so far for this month. This is where we are as of now. Okay, so on an investment of 72 lakhs, we made about 4.5 so far, 6%, which is again outdoing the market. And I know that that's why I said October, November, December were very, very nice months for most people, which is why our accuracy was very high. But if you see January so far, there are two, Kotak Bank and Coal India, which are actually in losses after 16 trading sessions for me. And actually, if I look at it, most likely, no matter what I do, Coal India is going to end up in a loss because I've closed most of these positions also. Just three of these, which won't really change much. So Coal India most likely will be my negative, the only position that I'll end up in a loss. Asian Paint could end up depending on where the market moves in the next 3 days. Kotak Bank should be okay because there's a lot of hedging that's been done there, and once it comes through, this could actually change to a huge positive number, maybe 60, 50,000 on the side. So that's the story so far for us. In fact, ITC is probably the one that's done the best for KWC this time, over a lakh of profits so far. But we'll see how it closes. Reliance also gave us a good profit so far. It should go up a little more. But again, Reliance fell for 50 points yesterday. So, it didn't. We had it at high as 45 in between, but now it's down to 33. Okay. So this is what our positions look like. Now, most of the time, you know me that I do a lot of FNO trading. I do have about a small amount, about 2 lakhs in invested in cash trades, buying equity shares. But today we have a special guest. Okay, we have a special guest who does only equity trades so far. I mean, he's been trading for a while now, investing for a while now, and he only does equity investments. And he is 18 years old as of now. In fact, I think when he started trading, he was 17. Okay. And he's one of the first people who joined us at KWC when we started. And I have seen this young man really impress everybody with the way that he's very calm, composed, very patient with his trading. And as of now, he has seen a return of almost 35% or 1 lakh return on his investment over the last 8-9 months. Okay, so without further ado, let me introduce Mr. Ricky. Okay, his full name is Ricky Roy, and he's not going to be on camera. He's 18 years old and he's made quite a decent return, and he's only done equity trades. So that's the amazing part of all of this. Okay, so let's turn it over to Ricky. Hi, Ricky.
Hi,
Tell
hi.
us more about yourself.
Yeah, thank you for those nice words, by the way. So basically, I'm 18. As you said, I started my trading last year on the month of March, and I entered the market buying the SBI cards IPO. That was on the 30th of March. So soon after, like just 10 days after that, the market just fell to 7,500, nearly 7,500. So it's I guess it's from April. In the middle of April, I started partnering with KWC, and since then the journey has been like I'm a new leg, fresh leg to this field. I have no background, so any such things.
So when you first started, you were 17 years old.
Yes, I was 17. I was 17.
And you're right. I mean, when you're 17, you're in school.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
sort of background would you have? Like no degree, nothing. So despite all of that, at this very young age, most people who trade in the market might be 30, 40, 50, 60, and at a very young age, you got in and you've done well, right?
Yeah.
So you started with how much, and how did you start?
So basically, I started trading with this was my first buy the SBI cards IPO, and that was about 17,000, I guess. That was my first investment. After that, I made a few more trades by my own on the month of March, and yeah, that came aroundly to 25,000, I guess.
When you joined KWC, you had an investment of 25 lakhs. Oh, so
25,000, 25,000.
25,000. And what's your investment today? What's it now?
So I have already booked a lot of profits, by the way, and currently my investments are around 3.5 to 4 lakhs.
Okay, so that's your total investment, right? But what was
Yeah.
the capital that you put in? Like, do you have an idea of how much?
Yeah. The capital that I put in currently it's around 2 lakhs 80,000.
Wow. Okay. So in March, April, when you started, it was about 25,000.
Yes.
And when did you increase it to plus?
So as I said, I never had any background in this field, and I think it was on April that KWC started, and I started like we had those calls during those days, those Zoom calls, and we studied a lot. We did trades together, and that's how I started to know more about the market. Uh, how I started to enter more trades, and after each month, I saw that the portfolio was increasing, and that made me increase my investments.
Okay. So, you're 17 when you started. You probably never had, job yourself. So money had to come from somewhere, right? Where did it come from?
It was my dad's money basically.
Okay. I started the same way. I borrowed money from my dad, I think around 20,000 rupees when I first started. So that's nothing new. We don't have, it's not like most of us, when you're 13 or 14 or 15 or 16 or 17, we have money of our own. So good. So you borrowed money from your dad, you started like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and then your parents, what do they feel about you investing in the stock market at this age and all of that?
So in the beginning, they also gave me a lot of like they also pointed out there's a lot of risk in this, and without proper guidance, how am I going to do? And I told that I have proper guidance, and with KWC, it was a great help to go on. And as they saw the profits, as they saw their portfolio was increasing, they uh, helped me to put in more money to the market.
So I think you have a slideshow of
Yeah.
your different milestones, right? Can you show that to us?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, this is in the month of August 2020, and I guess my investment was around 40,000.
And this will
Uh,
be around 2 lakhs by the time, plus two
yeah.
plus lakhs.
Yes. This and so yeah, it was August. So 2 lakhs, and my profit was about 27,000, about 28,000, and after that, the Nifty was around 10,000. What was it, around 10,000?
It probably was, yes. All right. So
Yeah.
August, November. So
Yeah.
then, okay.
Yeah, November, after August, September, October, November. After 2 months, it went up to about 50,000. So
Okay.
yeah, December.
Wow.
This was the returns. I nearly had around almost 25% return on December. My turnover was around 62,000, and on the 5th of January, it went up to 80,000. My investment, so it was around 4 lakhs, I guess. 3 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs, 4 lakhs was the money which I have invested in.
Yeah. So I think looking at the numbers, your capital would have been around 2.6 lakhs, roughly.
Yes, my
Your
capital was around 2.6 lakh. Yes.
your
Uh,
investment would be 3.4, right? Total
yeah.
return. Total.
Yes. So this is the latest returns. This was on the 21st of this month, and my turnover has hit 1 lakh, and it's almost 35 percentage.
Wow. Wow. And you're 18.
And I'm 18. Yes.
So, something that I've noticed about Ricky is that many times he's been very patient with trades. So sometimes the good companies that I would enter, I would probably exit quite when I feel it's hit its short-term target, and he would hold on, and he's seen some spectacular returns in some of them. I remember Loris Labs and Syngene, and I'm like, I'd get the return that I want, about 10%, and I'd get out, and then Mr. Ricky is still holding, and he's made 30-40%. I'm like, so
There are about 5 to 6 shares that has 300% return.
which are those? I think Reliance, Jubilant Foods. Which are those?
Yeah, Tata is one among them.
Is that Tata Power?
It was Tata Motors and
Okay,
Tata Steel, I guess.
wow. So Tata Motors, I think you bought it at what?
Uh, Tata Motors. No, no. I had some long back.
Okay,
We recently again entered the trade, but I was holding a few since few months.
okay. If my memory is correct, you entered Reliance when it was 800, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So my takeaway from this is quite simple. I think, people often think you can only make money either through short-term trades or through, holding for long-term, or for, if you do intraday only, or if you do FNO only. Actually, there's no such thing. It's dependent on the rules that you set for yourself. Now, just like I mentioned before, when it comes to equity shares, I think Ricky's done way better than me. Why? Because I tend to book out. He tends to hold, and because he's held, and also some of these trades that he's entered them, in March when the market had hit its low. But along the way, I definitely know he's picked up things, and he's learned, and it's fabulous. It's so amazing that 18-year-old is doing this. 1 lakh return. So he entered in March. It's Jan, so it's 10 months. In 10 months, he's made 35% return on his investment, and he's not done any FNO. Do you have any FNO?
No, no. Still now I haven't done any FNO trades.
So you've not even activated it.
Yeah, yeah.
You've
Yes, I
not
haven't.
enabled it. You just do trades on the equity side. Wow. Anything else, Ricky, that you'd like to share? Nuggets of information that will help others.
So when I look back, 1 lakh is never uh, small amount for anyone among us, and it wouldn't have been there if I haven't uh, tried investing, or if I just had sit quiet at home. So this I feel that 2020 was a productive year for me. And a lot of things to study, and done a lot of things in the market, and yeah, God has blessed me a lot during these, and thanks to KWC and UHSR.
So I have a question along those lines. You've been studying as well. How did you manage your time for trading, studies, family, all of that? What did you do?
So during the March, April, May, those days the Nifty was too volatile, and we did a lot of intradays. So during that time we spent more time on the market, but after that, when the volatility decreased, and we did more short terms and long term trades, I just spend like just few hours. I just check the markets, I check the charts. That's it. I never sit in front of screen for a long time seeing the charts. I just see. I always look for your calls. I check what is your call on this trade. What is your call on this trade? And
Mm.
only after considering it with you, I go on with buying it or selling it off.
Yeah, and that's a good thing too. I've noticed that, whenever Ricky would often share his portfolio with me and say, is there anything that I should probably, dispose, or what should I do with this share? What should I do with this stock? And so that's really helped also for me also to understand, how he works. And it's very different from me. Like I said, in terms of equity shares, what he does and I do are slightly different, and he's done a fabulous job. But any last words, Ricky, from you? Anything that you would like to share with everybody else?
So uh, if I never started investment and doing this investment, or if I just sat home all these 10 months, I wouldn't have like at least tried to utilize my time. So this, if you have proper guidance and if you have proper strategies, surely you can do good in the market. And KWC has been an amazing help and has been a blessing for me along all my journey in the trading.
So I hope you really enjoyed that session with Ricky. I hope that it has helped you to understand that you can also see amazing returns on your equity investments. An 18-year-old with a return of almost 35% of almost 1 lakh return of profit on his investment in 10 months. And that is possible even if you're not actively involved on the FNO side. And I just want you to know this content that we have here on Kingdom Wealth Creators is absolutely free. You don't have to pay 15,000 or 50,000 or 5,000 or 17,000 or whatever people charge you outside to learn the same, exactly the same thing that I teach you for free. And it is freely available. Please do subscribe, please do share, please do like, please do ask questions. And I'm pretty much sure that it will help you in your journey in investing in the stock market. Thank you.